often people nowadays, they like eat on the go. Pick something, put it in your mouth and run somewhere. Or like they eat while being distracted, like watching some TV and the mind is somewhere else. Hey everybody, Eater here, and welcome to my Healthy Mukbang. I have prepared these wonderful dishes for me here. I also have the... Oh my god! Okay, this platter seems to be quite not fit for purpose. Anyways, prepare this wonderful feast for me here. I also have some desserts which are stored in the fridge. I will bring them when it's time to eat them. Anyways, I have prepared this wonderful chilled borscht, which is a Russian-Ukrainian soup, but this one is made from cold ingredients. So it's made from pickled beetroot, and the wet ingredients, the brine, is like from pickled beetroot juice, what comes with the pickled beetroot itself, and also some like spices, and then there is meat, vegetables there. Since this is all keto, so I don't have like potatoes in there, I have other vegetables, some ham, and also some eggs, and also some sour cream. This is a very delicious option because like it's really tasty. It has this acidic flavor, this salty flavor. It's really good, and also you can make in advance a huge portion and just enjoy it when you want from the fridge. Then it doesn't suffer since it's supposed to be served cold. Then I have my awesome keto lasagna. This is an experimental recipe which turned out very nice. It like just needs a little bit of tweaking in terms of sauce, but it's a lasagna which has chicken noodles. So like instead of noodles, there's chicken there, chicken breast, which is fried like very thin slices. It's actually very delicious. You don't notice it's chicken breast at all. You feel like it's a lasagna. It's simply amazing. Then I have my like low calorie ice cream and marmalade I will bring out later. Anyways, before I begin, as usual, my prayer and affirmations ritual. Thank you God for this day, for this life, for this food, for everything. Thank you God for everything. Thank you God for everything. My muscles grow in the mighty name of Jesus. My fat diminishes in the mighty name of Jesus. I prosper and succeed in the mighty name of Jesus. I will succeed. Thank you God. Thank you Jesus. Thank you God. Amen. Anyways, let's have this awesome soup here. Really, it's one of my favorite dishes. They actually serve this in Russia, like mostly in summer time, but I like it all time of the year because it's so good. It's just so good. The taste. It's acidic, it's a bit of fat, it's a bit of all these tastes melded together. It's so great. And like the way they make it in different places, it's completely different. Some don't have like at all any acidity. For some it's quite acidic, like it has more or less vinegar and pickled beetroot juice. So I like to make this myself so I can enjoy the version I prefer. And the thing I want to talk about today is actually how you can do like one thing to improve your diet, improve your health, and lose weight and eat less food if you need to eat less food. Just one thing which will completely help you in all these areas, and that's actually mindful eating. Too often people nowadays, they like eat on the go. Pick something, put it in your mouth and run somewhere. or like they eat while being distracted, like watching some TV and the mind is somewhere else. Or they have all these problems in their head, so they like have a busy day, quickly choose something while still thinking what to do next in the day, how to succeed, how to like make sure everything is done. And that's like one thing you can change, which changes everything in terms of your health, your eating habits, and it's like such a gigantic change. But you don't have to restrict your foods. You don't have to like change the way you eat, what you eat. All you have to do is to be mindful when you eat and to appreciate food, the experience, make room for it, and appreciate it as an experience in its own. So, man, this soup. Like literally, I can enjoy it every day and never get bored because it's so good. You saw me like pray and say some affirmations. That's one part of it. So to have a ritual to begin eating, so you put yourself in a proper state of mind. You put away all distractions. This is the time to eat. Then actually remove all distractions. Like don't go sitting on your phone or watching something. Just put it off. Like you might feel like it's more pleasurable to eat something and watch TV, like they sell these popcorn and Coca-Cola when you go to the theater. But no, try it. Try to put away any distraction, newspaper, video, whatever. You can only have some pleasant music, maybe, in the background. Something like calm, like jazz, peaceful ambient music. You can chat with a friend, with someone, but have a peaceful and like positive conversation, not an argument, not like problem solving, just like relaxed talk, not something very agitated. And no distraction otherwise. Nothing. Think about the food. Feel it. Feel the taste. How it like envelops your mouth. How it comes in, and understand what, like appreciate the experience. What are you taking in? This nourishment, this like positive energy that gives you strength, gives you power, gives you ability to sustain your body. And this has so much effects on everything. You'll be surprised. For example, like many people, they have problem eating more healthy foods, more healthy options, or like abstaining from some unhealthier foods. When you really start to appreciate the food you eat, when you really start to think about the food you eat, really start to notice what you eat and like take it in, understanding what you take in, first of all, you will naturally desire to take in something which is good for you. Like, you wouldn't want to let someone in your house who is harmful to you. You would only want to let in people who bring something good to your house. Same with the food. The food comes into you, so you want to bring in something positive and beneficial. Second, you start to notice what you eat. When you try something healthy, you will notice how it affects you. You will notice that you have like eaten salad for several days and something has improved. You will derive more pleasure from experience of eating. Like sometimes people are like, all these healthy foods, they are bland, not really tasty. I like my pizza, my burgers. Yeah, but if you appreciate the experience, if you really focus on it, if you like savor it, you will find it actually can be quite tasty as well. Even eating something like bland, like steamed broccoli, steamed salmon, can be quite an experience. Really. Man. Just like do this, like appreciate the food, the pleasure. People often have problem to eat less food when you have to restrict calories. It's like a problem, it's like a struggle to eat less. But when you enjoy food slowly and appreciate it, it's easier to eat less because you get satisfied faster. You get like more out of the food you already consume. That's another thing. Like eat food slowly. It not only helps digestion, but it also helps you again better appreciate it. Instead of like gulping it quickly or getting huge chunks, take it slow. Like, if you don't have time, it's better not to eat at all. Just skip a meal, eat later. Or eat something more calorie dense, so you can still enjoy it but consume calories quicker. But when you properly enjoy the food and chew it slowly, it's digesting better in your body, so you get more benefit in your body, like you get more nutrients out of it. It also, your mind like understands what's being eaten, so you get a feeling of satiety quicker. So you get satisfied with less amount of food, if that's your goal. Like it will come naturally to you that you will start to eat less, if you need to eat less, when you start to eat slowly and appreciate the food you consume, actually. You will start to notice like how much you consume, and that's good. Then, of course, when you're mindful about the food you eat, eventually you will automatically desire to understand it better. Like what are all these like calories, fats, protein, carbs? Often it's like a hassle for people to diet, to start tracking all their calories. It's like a chore. It's like, oh, it's so complicated. It's like boring. It's like limiting. It takes the fun out of eating. But you know, when you start to appreciate your food and focus on it, eventually you will want to know, like, what am I eating? Why is this and that different? How it's different? What's in it? What's in this? For example, this soup, for the sauce, I can put sour cream. Full fat sour cream is 23% fat or 30% fat. Low fat sour cream 10% fat. Or I can put some quark, which is basically like Greek yogurt. You can only find it mostly in Eastern Europe and Russia. But also they sell it in special stores in USA, in Europe, but it's harder to find. So I can completely change the amount of fat I'm consuming. Basically, I can like change the whole calories of the dish up to twice if I use a fat kind of sour cream, or if I use like quark, which is 0% fat, only some protein. When you know this, you can notice how the taste changes. With this dish, it's awesome because the taste doesn't change at all, almost. So you can like easily do a low calorie version of chilled like borscht soup by just substituting eggs for egg whites and using low calorie, like something like low calorie ice cream, low calorie sour cream, low fat sour cream, or like quark, and easily like reduce your calories, but have the same taste, the same experience. In some dishes, of course, it will change the way it tastes, but then again, you notice it. You can notice how it changes and stuff. And tracking your calories will come naturally. Like you will want to do this. You want to know what you are eating. It won't be like this, something forced upon you. It's going to be your desire. You will naturally, it will not be a hassle anymore, a chore anymore. You will naturally want to know, what am I eating? Okay, let's have this lasagna. A lasagna on keto, which tastes like the real deal. It's amazing. Almost no carbs here. And these keto like chicken noodles is actually a miracle because it really doesn't taste chicken. It really does taste like noodles. It's amazing. I'm gonna add some hot sauce here. So as a result of you being mindful of what you eat, you will naturally desire to study the food you eat more, to understand it better, and naturally you will start to make healthier choices. Like you will find that you overconsume unhealthy fats. You will be like, why not try some healthy options? And you will start to look for it naturally, without having to deny yourself any food. It's so good. The feel of the cheese in the mouth, like blending with bolognese sauce, meat and tomatoes. Reasonable amount of fat here, good amount of protein because of the chicken. Simply awesome. So you will start to look for different options and you will notice how these options affect you. Again, if you chew the food properly many times before you like take it in, then your body gets more out of it and your body understands better what you eat and how it affects the body. So if you try some healthy options, your body will understand, okay, when we eat this, we get these nutrients which are good for us. Let's eat more of it. You will naturally grow to like healthy food. No, seriously. And it will come to you like on your own desire. Not because like, oh, I'm on a diet, I have to suffer. Like I could be eating all these donuts and hamburgers and pizza, but I have to eat this chicken breast, which is like tasteless, and some like, I don't know, grecia or whatever, some porridge. When you stop mindlessly eating and start to eat mindfully, like everything will improve. Your health will improve because your body will get more nutrients out of the food you consume. Your body will have easier time digesting the food you consume. Your body will have easier time figuring out what you consume, how it affects it, and your body will have easier time telling you like to stop eating when you're full. You will also treat food more seriously. And you should, because it's what you are. We constantly remake our bodies, like our cells die and get recreated, and they get recreated from the food we eat. So what you eat is what you become in a manner of time. So it's very important what you eat. It should be very important. And when you give proper attention to it, you start to appreciate it more. What you focus on, it grows. You start to be interested, you start to be involved, and that's good for your health. For sure. Like, it can be otherwise. Let's add some more hot sauce, because it's so good. And this way, this is the proper way to approach healthy eating and weight loss. Not from the point of restricting yourself and going for some instructions, but from the point of attention, the matter. What is it that you eat? What is it that you do? Where it leads? What other actions lead in other direction? What actions lead you towards your goals, towards your desired states? What actions do not? No, this hot sauce is so good. It's like the best match for this dish. No other sauce is good here because it already has the sauce actually. But this hot sauce just complements it and just makes it even so better. And you will find that many foods you mindlessly consume, when you start to mind yourself, you don't really want to eat it. So you can skip it. Like some snacks, you can just skip them and have no snacks. It's just a habit. It's just like a mindless operation which doesn't lead anywhere. It doesn't give you any benefit. Like, try to go to a movie, if you do that, and focus on the movie. No popcorn, no drink, maybe just water, but focus on the movie. Like, full attention. No distraction by putting stuff in your mouth. This sauce is really quite hot. No distraction. And then, buy yourself a bucket of popcorn and just dedicate time to eating that popcorn and savoring it separately. Like, savor it, appreciate it, enjoy it. what have you actually noticed about popcorn in cinema? Like the taste of caramel or salt, whichever you prefer, or cheese. Like maybe it gets stuck on your like teeth. Try to eat popcorn separately and see what happens. Notice the texture of popcorn in your mouth, the different tastes of different like popcorn kernels. Some of them have more like flavor added to them, some of them have less. Some baked, like some are more burnt, more baked, some are less. Feel it, taste it. Do you even like popcorn as a dish? Maybe you want to eat it more. Maybe you want to change the recipe. Maybe you want it more sweet, less sweet. Pay attention to it. Maybe you don't even like popcorn at all. Maybe you never knew. You just mindlessly chew it, and so on and so forth. It applies everywhere. Like instead of like eating a cookie on a go or like some candy, like from the candy jar, put it aside maybe somewhere or just count the time, but don't do it. And then separately have all these cookies you haven't taken and appreciate the moment. Like eat those cookies, appreciating every one of them. How it tastes, how it breaks in your mouth, how it envelops your mouth with these sensations and feelings, the texture of the cookie, the tastes of the feelings of the cookie. Chocolate chips, like crumbles, whatever it contains. And really focus on the moment. And maybe you don't want cookies actually. Maybe you do. Like maybe you like them, maybe you don't. Find out. You will really find out your true attitude towards them. You will really find out something new if you start to pay attention. It's great. And like once you do this and you find how beautiful it is, you won't want to go back. Because it's really like this way of eating, mindful concentration on eating, is just so good. You never want to get back to this mindlessly chewing stuff while watching something. You understand how much you lose. Anyways, I'm going to be quickly back with some dessert. But here I have some 0-calorie marmalade, which is simply like a miracle because you can really consume however much you want and never gain fat. It's sweet, it's chewy, it's delicious, but it literally has like several calories per 100 grams. This is insane, but it's true. Then I have some ice cream and some like strawberry popsicles. Don't know how to properly call it in English. In Russia we call it frozen ice. It should be roughly translated. Basically it doesn't mean anything. That's quite good. I'm still experimenting with the recipe, but hopefully I will perfect it. So it's the perfect one. So this, like, it looks like marmalade. It has this texture here. It's like this, like sugar, but not on the outside. It's erythritol, 0 calories. It's chewy. You can like literally chew it properly. And almost no calories. because all the sugar is replaced with 0-calorie sweeteners. Then it has agar-agar for like the texture. Again, almost no calories. And the secret ingredient is actually zucchini, which is boiled to remove the taste. So it almost has no taste. It doesn't have any taste to zucchini basically, but it has the texture, the fiber, which makes it really like taste like you eat some true marmalade, but it has no calories, so you can enjoy however much you want. It's really good. And you can make a big batch and just in advance, just have it for when you want to eat it. So yeah, if you just start to be mindful of what you eat and spend some time consciously doing it, you won't want to go back. Because you'll have so much pleasure from just eating food without being distracted, you won't want to miss it. Like you will notice how you miss this pleasure, this experience, when you are distracted, when you are somewhere else. Like oftentimes people find it hard to curb snacking, to stop snacking, because snacking is a very easy way to add more calories to your diet without really noticing it. When you understand how much you lose by snacking, instead of properly having time to enjoy whatever you snack upon, you won't want to snack. You'll want to enjoy like your nuts, your chips, whatever you snack on, your berries, as an experience, not like do it on the go running somewhere. And all this ties into your health. You will really improve everything about your health as a result. So just try it. Try to leave aside all the distractions. Try to make room for the experience of eating food. No distractions, just the focus on the experience. Pay attention to the feelings in your mouth, how you like ingest the food. Pay attention to what you ingest, how it looks, how it smells, how it tastes. Chew it thoroughly, properly. Don't go quickly eating, wait for the next bite before you fully savor what you just eaten now. I usually put this in hot water, so it kind of melts a bit on the side, and I can take it out. But here I just have to use my hand to increase the temperature a bit. This is completely devoid of calories. It's just sweeteners, some aroma and water. I'm trying to perfect the recipe because it should not be like total ice, basically. It should be frozen, but it should not be like ice, because ice actually kind of bites your mouth when you put it in. You feel this unpleasant bite sensation, like it shocks you a little bit. Don't want that to happen. Like when you lick it, it should release some of the flavors, some of the liquid. You should be like slowly drinking it, basically. with all the positives and none of the negatives. That's what I'm going for. And usually, that's what sugar does. It prevents crystals from forming, like ice crystals. So if it would have a lot of sugar, it would have a different texture. Obviously I don't have sugar because I want to go low calorie here. And I'm on keto, so I cannot have sugar. So I'm finding ways. I will find ways. Right now it's very delicious actually, but it has this icy texture I want to get rid of. And yet, like, this is part of it. Like, when you pay attention to desserts, you understand, like, some desserts, a lot of them are just, they're basically very unhealthy. It's like very bad to consume them. You go like, can I do something to it? Can I still have my dessert, but not have all negative side effects, like of donuts or some other stuff, which they have. And you find ways. When there's a will, there's a way. But first you have to pay attention. Like, notice how taking a dessert affects you. How it increases the amount of calories you consume without really providing much benefit to your body. Because like this plate of lasagna was around 400 calories, and typical dessert can be around 400 calories. But this lasagna provided me with so many nutrients. It has beef, it has tomatoes, it has all the herbs and spices, it has mozzarella cheese, it has some ricotta cheese or whatever you use for the sauce part, it has chicken noodles. All these products, rich in nutrients, different profiles of fat and protein there. No sugar. No empty starches. I mean, sugar in the tomatoes, of course, but no added sugar. Only like what's necessary. And many vitamins, minerals, good fat profiles. Or have some dessert, which is basically empty fat, empty sugar, empty calories. Fat is also probably of the like worst quality or less healthy variety. Naturally, you start to notice it. And then you find ways to have desserts which are not having this side effect, but still you can enjoy them. But when you approach this from the point of like, I have to abstain from high calorie desserts because I have to lose weight, that's no fun. That's why most diets don't work and people binge and like don't follow diets. Because it's no fun, it's no pleasure. So instead, practice mindful eating. Practice paying attention to your food, and eventually you will want to switch. You will want to start like experiencing, experimenting, exploring other options. Like, what if I could replace this unhealthy food with something healthy, which is still tasty for me? Making this literally takes several minutes to make like 10, 20 things. And you have them in the fridge ready for whenever you want them. Why buy in the store one which is full of sugar when you can have this in your home, which is no like sugar whatsoever, no bad effect on your body whatsoever? But this comes when you're mindful. When you're like, I have eaten this for several times now in a week, taken extra sugar in, nothing else that benefits my body except calories, which I have an abundance of already. So why do it? Let's find some better alternative. And you do. Again, instead of going the route that, oh, now I'm on a diet, I have to read this nutrition label on everything I purchase. It's such a hassle. Like, oh, I cannot take this, it has sugar. Cannot take this, it has too much like saturated fat. Instead, you're like curious. Like, why do I feel better after I eat this food and not this food? What's in it? Or like, what am I actually eating? Is this good for me? Let's check. And you start checking the nutrition labels. Instead of like believing someone by word, or like going by common like staples like sugar bad, you go like, why is sugar bad? Is it bad? Let's check out. You read about it on your free time. And you find exactly why and how sugar is bad for you. And that will make you stick to a non-sugar diet way easier when you really know how it's killing you, literally. Instead of being told by someone that it's bad and you should like not eat it. But you're like, but I want to. No, it's bad for you. Okay. And then you still crave it. Something happens, you binge. You hate yourself. It's not good. Okay, let's have this ice cream here. It melted a little bit already. This thing is absolutely delicious. It's almost perfect. It's an ice cream, again, almost no calories here. So this is like 25-30 calories in all this thing. It's like 1 gram of fat, 1 and something gram of fat, and several grams of protein, like 3-4. That's it. But you can eat it so slowly, it melts in your mouth, it is so pleasant because it has inulin, and inulin, it's called sugar replacement, but actually it replaces both sugar and fat. So it has properties of both sugar and fat when you mix it with liquid. It also has xanthan gum in it, and this mixture of inulin and xanthan gum, it creates this oily texture. Like, you probably can even see it, I don't know. Can you on the camera? It feels like fat. It feels like you're consuming some fats, when in fact you're not. You have this rolling texture in your mouth, on your tongue, which kind of envelops your mouth but doesn't stick, which feels like fat. But it's not. It's amazing how good it is. And you cannot really like put this in a bucket, wouldn't work, because it won't be spoonable unless it like defrosts a little bit more. It's quite hard when taken out of the fridge, but that's the perfect thing for popsicles. It's simply perfect. Because you really get to enjoy it slowly. Like literally, you cannot gain calories on this because you can not eat enough of it. The way you eat it properly is too slow to gain calories. It's amazing. I'm hosting regular streams on Twitch, by the way, where I cook all this and share the recipes. And I will also be making recipe videos on this channel. Whenever I set everything up, I have some spare time, I'll start releasing recipe videos. This will definitely be one of the first ones. And it's also so convenient to make. Just mix ingredients, bring to specific temperature, it's ready. And you can make so much in advance and then just like eat it for a week, for two. So you can save time because you cook it only once. And you use food flavorings and colors to make any taste you want. Like whatever you want. This is coffee, for example. One of my favorites, but I can easily make any taste I desire by just mixing flavorings and colors. And this way, by starting to eat mindfully, you really start to build your health and your healthy habits, healthy eating, healthy body, healthy routines on proper base. So you don't binge, you don't crave in and stuff, because you don't put on yourself any stress beyond what you naturally want to take. You will naturally come to love nutritiously dense foods. You will naturally come to love healthy foods, healthy options. To enjoy fasting, giving your body a rest, giving your body time to clean off old cells which are ineffective and replace them with better cells. You'll be motivated to eat more healthy because you'll start to notice that if you eat more healthy, you feel better next day, for example. Like you eat some crappy breakfast cereal and stuff, and you feel drowsy for the first hour of the work, but you don't eat any breakfast or you eat some healthy breakfast, and you feel energized. You're naturally going to desire better breakfast. Or skipping it if you're intermittent fasting. Your natural desire to stop eating sugar, to start separating your carbs and fats so you don't take over excess fat, don't store excess fat. And that is my advice today for you. Hopefully this could be useful. Thank you very much for joining me today. Please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so it will be notified when I release another video. After that, click the playlist right here, which will have more mukbang videos you will definitely enjoy. I love you all and see you all again real soon.